to Intermediate Level English
Hi
Language
guys, welcome
Arts.
to English Language Arts Grade 6. Our topic for today would be delivering a news report. Okay, so delivering a news report is slightly challenging, but very interesting, right? It's a very interesting thing to do, right? There are many things to consider when you're delivering a news report. So especially when you guys have got to watch TV and you got to watch news reporters, right? What they're doing is very challenging. So with this activity, guys, yes, you're not going to be doing a write-up for this week. Rather, you're going to be doing a news report. Okay, so you're going to be performing this. Right. So here are just a few things that you have to consider. News reporters, these are the things that they have to consider as news reporters, which you have to be considering as well with this activity. So what are these things? Number one, the news reporter must be serious when delivering news. Unless, of course, the report is about something like very light, like featured news report or a report about the latest trends in fashion or stuff like that. But for most of the time, right, news reporters, they have to be very serious when they're delivering a news report. Next, the reporter must deliver the news report with a modulated voice. Okay, they have to modulate their voice, right? They're not going to be doing it with their ordinary speaking voice, but they have to modulate their voice. Next, the reporter must make sure he or she has no extra movements. You don't see a news reporter swaying or doing other things, right? A very, very few news reporters would actually show hand gestures or whatever. Like usually they just stand straight, okay, and then they would deliver their news reports, right? They must keep their eyes mostly on the at the camera. There are some news reporters where they do, especially news reporters these days, they have phones and they look at the report. Sometimes they have additional details in their phones, so they just check their phones every now and then. But generally, guys, the news reporters should keep their eyes mostly at the camera. Okay, they have little to no gestures, facial expressions or hand gestures are no for news reporters. And of course, news reporter must maintain a very good posture. So they do not lean, okay? They do not slouch. They keep a nice straight back. They put their chest out and they make sure that they're standing straight with a good posture. So these are the things that you guys are going to be considering for this activity. So what are you guys going to do? Right, so you guys are going to have a graded speaking activity. You guys are going to use your news scripts to take a video of you delivering the news report. Make sure that you follow this guideline. So you guys are going to take a video of you guys delivering the news report. But there are a few guidelines that you have to take note. You're not just going to video yourself like, you know, with your phone and then like taking a selfie or whatever. No, there are a few guidelines, okay? Here are the guidelines. Number one, choose a background. A plain background is fine, yes. But if you can't find any plain background, then make sure that the background is nice and neat. Okay, so again, it doesn't need to be plain. The main thing here is it has to be neat and nice. Okay, so for example, you're gonna take a video at the kitchen, and then the background is your sink. Then I do not suggest that that's where you will do it. Okay, so someplace where it's nice and neat. Okay, probably your living room. That's fine. Okay, or if your room is fine, then why not? Okay, but make sure that you be very particular with the background. Next, make sure that you take a middle shot of yourself. What's a middle shot? I'll be explaining in the next slide. But basically, it's a shot that must include your whole torso. This is your torso. Okay? You can't see my waist, but it's above your waist. Okay? So that whole part of your body up until above your waist. Okay? Up until your head. And there should be like what you call a headroom. So that means the frame, I'm going to show you just a little bit. If you guys can see from the top side of the camera, right? There is a headroom. There's a space on top of the head. There you go. Okay. Make sure that there's no noise when you're delivering a recorded news report. And very important, you guys should wear your complete uniform. This includes your vest and your necktie, or okay, especially for those of you kids who have grown out or their uniforms do not fit them anymore because you guys have gotten bigger over the break. I totally understand. Okay, so you could use your complete uniform or wear a formal or business formal attire. So servants, I don't have like a coat or a polo or stuff like that. Then at least something with collar, right? So a polo shirt would do. Especially for girls, that's fine too, right? But no dresses. No dresses. Okay? So it has to be somewhat business attire, right? Okay. Now, what's a middle shot? This is a middle shot, guys. So here we have an example of a middle shot, right? You can see here, it's above his waist, right? Does not include the waist anymore. And there's a small headroom in the head. So you're not too far, like this. That's a very big headroom. That's too big of a headroom, right? The headroom should be around like this, right? Like that, there we go. That should be the headroom, okay? Follow these guidelines, and you guys have to, what do you call this? When you're done with the video, I want you guys to name the video like this. Name it with all capital letters, news report, underscore, and then your name. Okay, so here's an example, news report underscore Vincent Kasupang, and then submit it in Schoology at the appropriate activity. Okay, and that pretty much ends your lesson for delivering a news report.